hold in Sicily. So I would say if you go now to the Mediterranean, it's extremely worrying that we do not have rescue capacities, neither official ones nor private ones. We will come back to that. Two other topics are of our main interest. We, the Socialists and Democrats, decided on the topical debate, fair taxation for a just society. We can refer to our own studies. We do that regularly, still more than 5 times the European budget is either evaded or avoided when it comes to tax realities in the European Union. So we have to discuss this, and we also propose a 5-point plan for the next Commission, tackling the inefficiencies in corporate taxations, to have a clear understanding how member states estimate the tax gap, that we have to work about our dodgy tax schemes and be clear and fair to everybody, and of course also that we abolish the anachronistic national veto in taxation matters and move ourselves to qualified majority voting, as the Commissioner respectively also announced as the interest of the Commission. One of our strong issues will be discussed Wednesday morning. The Commission came forward with a reflection paper on sustainable development. Here we see different scenarios being offered for the forthcoming mandate to be dealt with sustainability. We are very much in favor of the scenario 1, which is built more or less also on our political proposals as Socialists and Democrats, where we take sustainability as a holistic exercise and where we decisively propose to rework all the instruments, also the Stability and Growth Pact and others, the semester structure towards a more sustainable tool, because we agree with the Spanish Prime Minister that there is no need to verify that sustainability is the issue of the forthcoming years. It's only about how speedy can we tackle the problems and how quickly can we come forward with our new schemes. These are the important points for us this week, and now I'm looking forward to your comments and to your questions.
Danke, Udo Buhlmann. Are there any questions from any of you? Yes, ladies first, please. If you could say your name and media, merci.
Hello, good morning. Natalia Segura from the Catalan News Agency. As today, the trials against 12 independence leaders start in Madrid, and they are facing around more than 25 years in jail for being accused of rebellion and sedition. I wanted to know if the socialist group is worried about the political dimension of this trial and the possible impact or repercussions for Europe and for Spain and Catalonia also. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate that the new Prime Minister of Spain has altered the tone of the conversation when it comes to the interest of different stakeholders in the Spanish development. And we strengthen Pedro Sanchez in his attempt to pacify this discussion domestically, because to be really blunt, in our days where we face internationally, globally, challenges like migration, the climate change, substantially touching on the future of humankind on the globe, there have to be ways to tackle domestic tensions in a peaceful way, without damaging the political environment of European Union regions and member states. So this is my firm belief, and I can identify Pedro Sanchez as exactly the right political figure, the right person to come forward with that. The rest is, of course, a situation that has to be dealt with the juridical system, in the juridical system, but I'm full of trust that in Spain we will find peaceful solutions to that. And this is what I think most people in Catalonia and in Spain also would expect.
I think there was a second question. Yes, please go ahead.
Hi, hello, Jean Comte from Context, a French news website. On a close topic, there was a debate on a resolution. There is a debate on a resolution on police violence. Can you confirm that you are probably going to vote a common text with the Green Party? Thanks a lot.
Well, we have dealt with this in the last Conference of Presidents, and the expression of the presidents of the different groups was that we have a general interest in guaranteeing peaceful manifestations all over Europe wherever we see problems. So this is not a specific, with reference to one country debate. This is a debate of civic rights within the European Union. And whether we end up with a common text is to be seen, because the texts are still in negotiation processes.
David, yes.
David Carretta, Radio Radicale, on Italian radio, on Italy and Prime Minister Conte intervention tonight. You mentioned several times Salvini and the fact that this is the Salvini government, but and you target Salvini in general. What about the five-star movements? Why you don't mention their policies, which are in line with the Salvini one on migration, for example, or the fact that the crisis with France, between Italy and France, was started by the visit of Mr. Di Maio to the Gilets jaunes movement. So I'm wondering why you are targeting just Mr. Salvini in your speech and your political attitude toward this government. Thank you.
I personally have to admit you are right. We should mention it more often. Why didn't I do that so far in my opening words? Perhaps because it is so difficult to identify the politics of the five stars as a coherent approach. So we never know exactly what is going to happen tomorrow, because what happened yesterday very often has nothing to do with what they said the day before yesterday. So the politics is full of surprises, as we all know, but I will follow your advice. I will have a closer look. What could happen the day after tomorrow?
Yes, now to this side, please.
Hi, Kostis Geropoulos from New Europe newspaper. Yesterday they decided to put on the agenda as a last minute debate on Wednesday about the INF treaty and the decision of the US to pull out, which in correspondence had caused a reaction from Russia. And given that this is going to mainly affect Europe, since we're talking about short-range missiles, I was wondering, there's going to be a vote also on Wednesday following the discussion. I was wondering what, if you were concerned about the latest developments and what your party's reaction is to this issue.
Of course, this is one of the major threats and the major issues to be debated. There was only one reason why we did not put it already on the agenda last week, because so far it was not clear whether the High Representative would have been able to participate, yes or no. And of course she is a very reliable counterpart and discussion partner for us to organize a European view on that. My group is very much worried about the developments, and of course we know that the last decades of peace in Europe were also due to the fact that we had a clear-cut arrangement for short and medium range missiles, and we have to do everything to keep the developments under control. That is our appeal towards Moscow as well as towards Washington. We Europeans have to stand united, and we do not have any interest to make Europe again the battleground of single-minded strategies which do not respect our people's interest for peace.
Are there other questions on this side? On this? Everything is said. Merci beaucoup. Have a good week.